The No Fate channel, checking in. On this episode of Dad's Home Gym, that's right, we are going to assemble this repfitness.com AB 3100, okay? It's a brand new bench that I got in. I got the caffeine in. I'm excited to put this thing together. If this is your first time to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. On this Dad's Home Gym series, I typically review a piece of home gym equipment on every episode. And then I help you decide what's right for your home gym and help you or give you some ideas to make sure that you're actually putting your home gym to good use. This video is not going to be a review of the AB 3100. Why? It's still in the box. How could I tell you possibly how much I've liked it or not liked it or what the pros and cons are of it if it's still in the box or if I just assemble it today? Come on now. What I'm going to be doing today is talk about the assembly process quickly, show you how I assemble it, and then more importantly, talk about my decision process on why I went with the repfitness AB 3100 over their more expensive 5100 and compare it to some of the competition out there. Because if you just put in the Google machine, the interwebs, you just put in adjustable bench, man, you're going to get like 50, 60,000 responses. Many of them are going to look similar. A lot of them are going to have fake reviews. A lot of them are going to have photoshopped images, in fact. And it's really hard to figure out what's worth the expense and what's just going to be junk when you get it home. So for reference, you might not be able to see it, but I am sitting on a Bowflex 3.1. They don't make them anymore, okay? I think they're up to like 5.1 or even beyond. This thing has gotten the job done since I bought it 4 or 5 years, I think 4 years ago I bought it for $150. Certainly gotten the job done for my needs, and in fact, it's still working. Just the other day, I tightened the bolts down and it was working even better than before. So why did I want to get a new one? Simple. It's got a pretty big gap between the front seat and the back seat, and most importantly, the main reason I wanted to get a new one on this is that the front seat is locked in flat. So when you're doing incline bench press or incline dumbbell bench press, you're sliding off that seat, okay? Normally in a local gym or a good version of incline bench, you're gonna get it, that front seat's gonna be able to lift up an incline to lock you in, to kind of help you put your body in so you're not sliding off the bench, okay? If you ever worked out on an incline bench at a local gym, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that was the big reason I wanted a replacement. The other reason is this really only has 3 levels, okay? The one that I'm sitting on right now, 3 levels, flat, 90 degrees, and then 45 degrees. And I wanted something that had a few more options in case I wanted to do just slightly incline bench or, do a shoulder press that was just shy of 90 degrees. And this one has more options as well. So let's just talk about price. What did I pay for it, okay? That's what people are always asking. I'm gonna put right up here, boom, I'm gonna show you boom! I'm going to show you what I paid and the shipping. That's what is so tough in 2020 is that shipping cost. We know there's companies out there that offer free shipping, and you always know that shipping isn't free. They just work it into the price. repfitness doesn't offer free shipping, at least not in 2020 that I'm aware of. However, they do have caps. If you buy a certain amount of equipment at once, they'll cap the shipping because you're going through like a freight company and it's just capped. They put it on a pallet and it's like one price for all. But it's 2020 and most of their stuff, like other companies, are out of stock. And I will, at the end of this video, compare all the bells and whistles of this 3100 to the 5100. I'll put it on screen so you can see kind of like a head-to-head comparison, and we'll talk about my decision-making process. Okay, I've got the dad Crocs on, which are a must when assembling anything in or around the house if you're a dad. And I've got this little knife. We're gonna open this bad boy up, put it together, and I'll see you on the other side.
Perfect.
Just taking the temperature of the crowd here. I can use some styrofoam.
I had heard from a few people how good Rep Fitness was as a company and how good quality their products are. And I will tell you, I'm sold that it is not hype, it is not smoke and mirrors, that it is the real deal just from assembling this AB3100. Oftentimes when you assemble products, you find that it is convoluted instructions, horrible packaging, and then the nuts and bolts that they give you along with the tools to tighten those nuts and bolts are complete junk, really the lowest of the low in terms of quality. And this thing was awesome. Not only did it get assembled much quicker than I thought it was going to be assembled, everything was spelled out, that they gave you the right tools that you needed. Even though I ended up using my ratchet set, they gave you the right tools, and the quality of those tools was a lot better than I've ever seen before. The bolts were really good quality. Even the welds on here, which I didn't really focus on in the video in terms of showing you, the welds on here are fantastic. So a few things. The assembly on this thing, super easy. It does come in a number of colors. I wanted red. I will be honest with you. I kind of wanted to color coordinate my home gym just a little bit, if I'm being honest. I wanted red, but it was out of stock. I think it comes in black, red, and blue, and I did settle for black, knowing that black goes well with everything. Let's discuss first impressions with regards to the AB3100. It's top shelf. Why do I say that? The metal on here is heavy duty, and the coating feels so nice. Not like, sometimes you can just tell when you pick up a piece of metal that the coating is flimsy and that the metal is cheap and it is just destined to rust or warp. This thing is solid. The metal is a lot thicker than I expected, and in fact, the product itself is a lot heavier than I expected, which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes you don't want heavy, but when it comes to sturdy gym equipment, yes, you do. I'm gonna put the specs in terms of the weight and whatnot right up here. The quality of the mat is nice because it's not slippery. Sometimes you get that fake pleather type of stuff. I have it on the one that I'm sitting on right now is like that. And while, it kind of cleans okay, you slide off of it, or you can't really get a grip to drive off if it's like your bench press, or even if it's your overhead press, your bum is just sliding off the seat. I'm going to save any more of my opinion regarding the AB3100 for my 1-month review of this product, because it's not fair to me to give it a review when I haven't even done like one set on here. What I will do is talk about why I went with the 3100 over the 5100 and some of their other iterations of products. If you go to their website, repfitness.com, you'll see on their benches that they've got a whole litany of different types of benches, everything from competition, flat benches, all the way up to like the really professional stuff that you would see in high-end gyms for a changeable bench or an alternating angled bench. The reason I didn't go with the 5100, which is more money than the 3100, I'll put a comparison here of cost, was the cost. Reason being is I was getting it done in this home gym for years on this junk $150, and I probably got ripped off at that price, $150 incline bench, and I wanted a substitute that was going to be an upgrade, but it was clear to me that I didn't need to break the bank to get it. This was really that happy sweet spot where I got the bells and whistles that I wanted, the ability to angle this bench more than just 90 degrees, 45 degrees, and 0 degrees. Also, I wanted to be able to incline this front seat so that I wouldn't slide off. And I wanted something that was going to give me a little bit more grip when I was, driving through some of those heavy sets. And this did it. The 5100, which is of course more expensive, comes with a little bit nicer, a little bit more of an upgrade with respect to being able to incline it, right? You don't have to manually do it. You're kind of going to pull a pin and swing it down. And I felt that even though I would have been happy, very happy with that product, the extra price for me just wasn't warranted based on what I've already been using very well with great success. I felt that this was going to be above and beyond what I needed. Now they have another version where there is actually absolutely no gap. So when you put this thing flat, there's actually no gap whatsoever. And I'm going to give you a little show and tell here. The one that I have, this cheapo one here, which is the biggest issue that I had, is this gap is substantial. And it took me a while to figure out where to position my body, especially on a bench, on a flat bench when I was benching with dumbbells or the barbell, to make sure that my bum didn't fall into no man's land, that I was really lining up my body so that the middle of my back, which isn't really necessary, is in this kind of hole. Whereas they do have a really pristine one that has a 0 gap fill. And again, all these bells and whistles are nice to have, and by no means do I think anyone who gets them is wrong in doing so. But in my mind, the frugalness in me went with what I would call a budget, but this is anything but budget in terms of quality. But I went with the budget selection for this incline bench, and I'm going to put the rest of that money towards other home gym equipment, because as a home gym savant, you know that I am probably never done filling up every inch of this home gym basement with equipment that I'm going to put to good use. I want to know in the comments below which bench you're using for your home gym, and if you think you need to upgrade it or if you're happy right where you are. Overall, just as of today, I am super ecstatic with regards to the quality of Rep Fitness and the thickness of this metal. I mean, 3C's thick, super strong build. Even the wheels, which companies tend to cheap out on, the wheels that allow you to move this from point A to point B, those are thick too, man. They definitely did not screw around with this build. Hopefully you found this review informative. Hopefully I haven't been rambling on too much. Hey, if you came this far in the video, hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, let me know you made it this far. As usual, thank you for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. The No Fate 24/7 channel may seem like a potpourri of review videos, but I simply cover my tricks, trips, and tribulations as I help you be great parents to your kids and still accomplish your own personal goals.